Unhinged Crypto, the information you need right now for this rising market. I'm Bill.
I'm unhinged.
Toby has had a great call on DeFi. DeFi coins have been going up.
Yes.
Right. Layer ones are moving with Near. Right. Now, couple questions I have.
Okay.
Right. Can altcoins like layer ones and DeFi continue to move in like 5 to 10% increments, right? In other words, it is like, are we accelerating? And then there's this other idea about like the big coins. Like, how do the big coins fit into this picture, like Bitcoin? Like, is Bitcoin going to start acting like altcoins, or is Bitcoin kind of like... No?
Well, I think I said this on another show about that Bitcoin and ETH, and I think a lot of this has to do with the ETFs. True, that we're not going to have the as wild of a swings,
right?
And that's fine if you're a hodler. You just put your money into these things and they'll grow, but maybe not at the same rate. That being said, we haven't reached a saturation point with new people coming in to where we won't get any big rises. It's just going to be different. It's not going to be the big weeble wobble, right? So
steady trend.
Yes, but in these smaller and newer coins, there's just more room because not as many people have heard about them, and as they catch on. So again, depending on what your strategy is, if you have I think a high growth, high risk tolerance, then you should be looking at other things. Not get rid of them. But yeah, I think it's going to be a lot more exciting in these other coins, especially the new things coming on, like we've talked about, privacy, cross-chain, gaming, all of these that are in their embryo stage in a lot of ways, right? And so that's exciting, for me.
Cross-chain hasn't even woken up yet.
No, I know.
And I'm sure there's people out there wondering, is the momentum in some of these sectors like DeFi and AI going to continue? Right. In other words, we were looking at topics popular on YouTube, and they're all like, is crypto going to crash again? Oh no, is it going to happen? Will Bitcoin go down? In other words, it's funny, as the market turns, everyone's worrying about going back down. And,
Well, and people like to put sensational titles on their videos, and
we may have done that.
I don't do the titles. So.
Right. But I mean, people are worried, right? There's all this persistent worry and fear, it seems like, that's holding people back.
I think it's who you follow too. Your Twitter feed is very different from mine, but also I'm like never on. I mean, I only go on Twitter to see stuff you do. That's it,
Right.
So it's easier maybe for me to stay positive because I don't have to care about what everybody else is saying because I feel a certain way about things and I trust my instincts. And when you trust your instincts, then you don't care. It's like Michael Saylor, right? I mean, everybody else, and he was in the beginning too, like against crypto. And then, he became evangelical on Bitcoin, right?
Right.
He's a maximalist
to say the
now.
least.
Yeah. 13 million.
There's no second best. Right.
Yeah. And, so, but that's how he made his money, is by not listening to the haters and the losers. The people who sit around complaining about stuff, it's because they're not looking hard enough, because there's a lot of really good stuff out there. As we talk about good stuff every single week, and every single week we see gains of 10, 15, 20%. So there's a lot to do in this market.
Right.
And figuring out your strategy is really, really important. And that's why we started the premium channel.
Right, premium YouTube.
It's more about us talking about our strategy and how we look at the market, so people can maybe get away from these doomsayers, and kind of put a little bit of a logic cap for you. Have the logic cap, and I have the woo-woo in my gut.
Right. Well, it's a good combination because we caught a lot of moves on Coinbase coins.
Yeah,
right?
Excellent.
Right,
yeah.
And
and those are just going to keep going up too. The Coinbase is a really good portfolio or
bucket.
and for the report that you wrote.
Right. And premium
Yeah,
YouTube, which is in the description down below.
and I'd like to revisit that in another week or so and see if there's even more good stuff that you could put in there too.
So I'm just getting this feeling that like this can just keep going, because you were the big proponent that this was like last year, right? Which of course, you know, you predicted the summer was, I don't know how you knew that this summer was going to be as awful as last summer.
I just feel it.
Right. But, you know, now like October 1, like the turn on October of last year was really powerful. You know, the Fed put high powered money in the system. You know, gold is going up. I don't know if you have any thoughts on gold or silver, whether that fits in with your mojo or not. No. All right. Well, gold is up only, people. And Toby's message is fear not, get involved.